Looking back over the past year, between staying in and not really doing much, like a lot of people, we were able to save money. But even though I didn't do a lot of shopping, I did purchase a few items that turned out to be really useful. So in today's video, I'm gonna run down my list of best purchases of last year, and these include a range of items. Some are on the more expensive side, but there are several inexpensive items that made a difference. Number one on my list is my YouTube gear, which consists of my camera, my lights, and my boom mic setup. And these are by far my best purchases of last year because it really allowed me to increase the quality of my videos. When I started my channel last year, I only had the basics. I was using my phone, I had a $50 mic, I didn't even have lighting for my first couple of videos, and I had like a 6 or 8 inch tripod that I purchased from Five Below. It worked, it served the purpose, and I used my iPhone to record my videos for probably about the first 4 or 5 months before I actually bought a camera, which was my first real investment into this channel. Now looking back, I do wish that I had purchased the camera and the better mic from the very beginning, because I feel that once I bought those items, the quality of my videos did improve, but at the time, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to like making videos, if it was going to work, so it didn't really make sense to invest all that money up front, not really knowing if I was going to stick with it. Now, if you're thinking about starting a channel, I'm not saying that you should go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars up front, because the reality is there's really no way to know what will happen or whether you will like it. So it might be safer to start off using what you have or using inexpensive items and then gradually upgrading as time goes on. The second item is my foldable treadmill. I haven't been to the gym since March, but I have been able to stay active through biking, swimming, and doing workout videos on YouTube. But even though I do like to switch up my workout and keep it fresh, I do prefer the treadmill because walking on the treadmill is really the only exercise that I can do for an hour or an hour and a half straight with no issue. So because I'm holding off on going back to the gym, I've really struggled to stick with a consistent workout routine. Even though I enjoy power walking outside, I do feel as if I get a better workout on the treadmill. So I bought a foldable one a few weeks ago. It was actually on Black Friday. They had a sale, $100 off, which was perfect. And I actually got the idea from my sister because she purchased one a few months ago. And ever since then, it's really been on my radar. I've only had it for a few weeks because it took some time for it to actually get here, but so far I am loving it. It's not bulky, it's compact, I can have it in my space. I don't really have a lot of room in my room here, but it's perfect because I can fold it up, put it in the closet when I'm not using it. I can pull it out when I need to use it. It's on wheels, which makes it super easy to move. I wish I had bought it sooner because now working out is not a struggle. I actually look forward to it. I grab my headphones, put on Netflix, and the time flies. The third item on my list is my Murphy bed cabinet, and I really love this purchase because buying this cabinet really allowed me to have a personal / recording space that was all my own in my house. For the past 3 years, this room that I'm recording in was starting to become a dumping ground for stuff that we really just didn't want to deal with. Our plan was to make this space a dedicated guest room, but at the same time, I also wanted my own space, which was something I did not have in the house. We have 4 rooms outside of our main living space, which of course includes our bedroom, but it also includes my husband's office, and then downstairs we have a flex room that we use as a den. But the more I thought about it, we don't really have a lot of guests, and if this room had a bed and everything else that a guest needs, there wouldn't be any space for me. So as I started researching guest room ideas, I came across a picture of a Murphy bed cabinet, which I did not even know existed. I knew about the original Murphy beds, the tall ones that go into the wall, but as far as having a cabinet that looked like a dresser, had no clue that these even existed, and immediately the light bulb went off. So I did some research, found one on Home Depot that I really liked, and I've had it for several months now, and yes, it is definitely one of my best purchases because it allows me to have my own space. I get to enjoy the openness of the room, but then when we have guests, I can just tuck my stuff off to the side, pull out the bed, and have a space for them. The fourth item on my list is a quality flat iron. Prior to this year, I probably never spent more than $20 or $30 on a flat iron. And it was okay because I would always get my hair professionally straightened, and then I would use my flat iron in order to kind of touch up or just maintain the style. But once I had to start blow drying and straightening my own hair, I quickly came to the conclusion that my cheaper flat iron was just not going to cut it. Even though it went up to like 400 or 450 degrees, I could not get my hair as flat or as straight as I wanted it. For months, I tried with my old one, but after watching several videos of other creators with a similar hair texture as mine and seeing the tools that they use, yeah, I came to the conclusion that I would actually have to spend some money on a flat iron in order to get the results that I was looking for. After reading several reviews, I decided to buy the Nano Baby Bliss Pro from Bed Bath & Beyond. It cost $119, but I had my 20% off coupon, so that made me very happy. And even though I was feeling a little nervous because I had never spent that much on hair tools before, I am so glad that I did it because it made such a big difference. I'm able to flat iron my hair in about half the time. I kid you not. One pass, my hair gets straight, and I believe it goes up to 500 degrees, but I don't keep mine that high. I put my setting at about 400, which is really all I need. There's something about the titanium plate that just gives you great results. Not really sure how it all works, I just know that it works. But one thing I will say, it does get hot, so if you do use it, I also recommend using a heat protectant. Number 5 on my list is my facial cleansing brush. Now, ordinarily, I do not wear foundation on a daily basis. I may wear it for one day for like a special event or maybe if I'm recording, but I do go through these periods where I do feel like wearing makeup. So for the whole week, I might wear foundation. But even though I remove my makeup at night, I use a cleanser, I'm using oil-free makeup, whenever I wear foundation for several days in a row, I always break out. It never fails, and I don't really know why. So I read something recently about the facial cleansing brushes and how they do a really good job with cleaning the pores and removing makeup and dirt and helping to prevent breakouts. So I decided to buy one and give it a try, not really expecting a lot, but I figured, what do I have to lose? It's cleansing my face, that's always a good thing. What I actually did was put the brush to the test, and for an entire week, I wore foundation, and every single night I used the brush to clean my face just to see if I would notice a difference. And let me tell you, I did. For that entire week, I did not have not one breakout, and my face, it did feel cleaner. Now, I will say, I do feel a little bump trying to pop up in this area. So the brush, it's not perfect. It's not gonna prevent all breakouts, obviously, but from my experience and my little experiment, I did notice a difference. And while we're talking about skincare, I have to bring up my Neutrogena HYDROBOOST Water Gel. I have been using this moisturizer for almost a year now, and I have to say, it's probably the best moisturizer I have ever used on my face. Even though I always applied a moisturizer in the morning, in the past, I felt that a lot of the products did not last throughout the day. And by the time you would get to like the evening, I would have to reapply because my face would feel so dry. I was researching different moisturizers online, and this particular product just kept coming up in the search results. And after checking it out and reading the reviews, a lot of people were really happy. But I was a little hesitant because it is pricey, and it's definitely more than what I would normally spend on a face cream. The most I've ever paid was $13, and I bought it from Amazon and from Walmart. However, I've seen it as high as $16 at Target, and if you go to Ulta, it costs $24 there. So definitely shop around to make sure you get a good price. And if it's something you think you might be interested in, I've also seen some retailers offer it in a trial size. That way you can test it out on your face, see how it works before you spend more money on it. The last item on my list is my coffee mug. Now, I know that a lot of people will probably not get excited over a coffee mug, but over the past year, my husband Andres and I have been spending a lot more time outdoors, exploring nature, going on hiking trails. But now that it's getting colder, It is definitely harder to stay outside, but along with dressing appropriately, I found that sipping on something hot does allow us to stay out in the cold for a longer period of time. I found this travel mug called a Hydro Flask, which has done an excellent job with keeping liquids hot for an extended period of time. And I have a Stanley mug that I bought years ago that I also use, but it's big and it's bulky, and I was really looking for something smaller, almost cup or mug size, but without the mug handle. So I looked around for a couple of weeks before I found the Hydro Flask, and I've been using it every time we go out on our walks, and it has been perfect. It's the right size, and the best part is that it really does keep the liquid hot for a lot longer than any other travel mug that I've owned. Now, according to some of the reviews, it was able to keep liquids hot for about 5 or 6 hours. Now, I've never kept a drink that long, but on the first night after buying it, I did put piping hot water into the mug and allowed it to sit on the cabinet for several hours, and I kept testing it every hour. Now after hour 4, I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. But before going to sleep, I did open the cup just to check the water temperature, and the water was still hot. There was steam still coming out of it as if I had just poured it in there. So that really gives you an idea of what this cup can do. So there you have it. That's my list of my best purchases of 2020, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this list. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button below. On this channel, we talk a lot about personal finance, different ways that you can fix your wallet and get to a place where you want to be financially. So if you like videos like this, I do post every weekend and sometimes during the week. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.